Hey guys, CoolKid95 here. Sonic Origins is truly the Sonic game of all time. No Sonic game has ever been as Sonic Origins, and by that I mean I both love it and hate it. It's buggy and full of awful oversights, but it does have some good parts. Now let's roll the intro and get into the video, and I hope you all enjoy. Welcome to CoolKid95. We hope you enjoy your stay. What? How could you love video with the piracy, my boy? First, the cons. This game has a ton of bugs and some general problems. The main menu is very hardware intensive and the input lag on it is atrocious. Many times I've had to hit a button up to 5 or 6 times for it to register, perhaps even 6. And since I stream this game, the fancy menu makes it get slower and slower every time it appears on the screen, leading me to have to start over my stream several times, creating more videos than should be necessary in the process. My computer isn't super powerful, but the fact that due to this menu, I have trouble playing classic Sonic games from the early 90s on a modern computer is ridiculous! It's some new info I learned. Apparently it runs so bad for another reason. Apparently it's something called a de novo DRM. IDK what that is, but apparently it ruins everything. And of course, this game is buggy like everyone claims. Many issues I experienced, I've realized are probably glitches and oversights. So here's my list of everything so far. Directional arrows can't be mapped as controls due to the way the menu works. Why won't it let me select the up key? Are you serious? It won't let me select the up key? It won't let me select the up key for move up? What the fuck is wrong with this game? That's how I always played Sonic games. Debug mode controls are set and do not change based on your keybinds. Game randomly lags for no reason, probably due to de novo DRM. You can skip from Mushroom Hill to Hidden Palace via a level restart if timed well. Please don't patch, it's great for speedrunners. Sometimes you'll randomly lose your time traveling ability shortly after picking it up for no reason. Trying to fight Knuckles' launch-based Zone Act 2 boss as Sonic or Tails soft locks the game.
There's nothing here.
Debug mode controls are not consistent between games. Intro and ending cutscenes for Sonic Origins have very stuttery audio and lag a lot. The Knuckles Chaotix music on the main menu was shuffled around. You can walk into a bit of the Act 1 map at the start of Ice Cap Zone Act 2. You can even hit a functional checkpoint in that area. Checkpoints placed in with debug mode do not work properly and throw you in some wrong spot. Like, for me, it was like the top left corner of the map. Default controls are so uncomfortable that you need an ergonomic keyboard in order to play comfortably. Without it, you get painful hand cramp. Sonic CD's new intro can play multiple times. Like, it played for me on 2 separate instances of me opening up my save file. Snow doesn't fall in Ice Cap Zone Act 1 when running down the hill instead of snowboarding. Not really a bug, but for some reason in Sonic 3 only, there is an unused combi ring monitor that functions exactly like in Sonic Mania. However, the color palette on it is screwed up for some reason. During the Ice Cap Zone Act 2 boss, monitors placed in via debug mode that are broken will get stuck to Eggman's boss contraption. Tails doesn't despawn when being off screen in Sonic 2 and just infinitely jumps in place and causes a ton of noise. This is only fixed when a screen lock is initiated and he fucking dies.
There's gotta be some way I can get far enough away.
One of the speed building U's in Flying Battery Zone does not work as intended and shoots you off to the wrong side. Looping sound effects continue on after the level ends until you restart the level.
Is the tail sound continuing? My god. That sucks. Chemical Plant Zone 1.
And then there's the non-bugs and oversights. It seems like it's a really hard task to get debug mode for Sonic CD. And I love debug mode. That's heresy, my boy. I had to do it a second time to make up for the time I didn't do it. The joke is starting to get old on me, but I have to do it for Jester, even though he's probably not watching. You can't easily change your Sonic CD soundtrack. If you go to the title screen and try to change it, it will try to delete your save file. Instead, you have to go to the title screen, change it, then go in the main menu and hit continue. It's so inconvenient and absolutely terrible game design, because of how long the loading screens are, it takes an inordinate amount of time just to do a simple thing like, yeah, in the mobile version it was ads, but still, this is probably worse than ads. There's no Knuckles and Sonic CD due to laziness. You can't use the Insta-Shield on the other games without debug, which isn't even normally accessible in Sonic CD for some reason. I don't even know if it works with debug. I haven't been able to check. At least you can still have your partner tails fly out, but that's still janky. I don't know why they didn't use the prototype versions of the Michael Jackson tracks. They just used the inferior PC versions and made them Genesis. They aren't awful, but side by side, I feel unsatisfied. Why couldn't they use the prototype versions anyway? What, does Michael Jackson own those too? I understand the situation, but I wish I was able to hear the Michael Jackson Ice Cap and Mini Boss theme. Those are great. But it's survivable. I wouldn't bring about the purge just to listen to them. Also, correction, according to the cutting room floor, Ice Cap Zone Act 2's music is the same, which implies these versions may be from an earlier prototype. That theory came off the cutting room floor, but that's something I could believe. And after listening, I can give my thoughts. Carnival Night Zone Act 1 sounds atrocious. Very compressed. They massacred my boy! Carnival Night Zone Act 2 is worse, but not as worse. Both Ice Cap zones are just as mad as the prototype. The only prototype songs I don't prefer, in fact. Launch-based Zone Act 1's is actually really good. I may prefer to the prototype. The deeper sounds make it sound like you really are outside of the death end. Feels many things. I just wish it wasn't so compressed. If it was in higher quality, man, that prototype one, get out of here, it's time for the new black! Launch-based Zone Act 2 is just worse, and one of the parts seems to have buggy volume for the song's layers for some reason. The whole game has song problems. Several songs are too quiet for some reason, and the Sonic 3 ones are slightly compressed, or worse. The game does have some pros though, even if it annoys me. The fact that debug lets me use Insta-Shield plus Drop Dash in the non-CD games is great. Even if I only figured it out by accident via some weird-ass monitor. The fact to use the widescreen versions is awesome. Despite the games having many bugs, they still fixed some old ones, such as the glitch in Sonic 2 where if you cancel your death by going to debug mode and placing an object, the game crashes. Or that using debug no longer completely breaks Sky Chase Sonic. Plus, I love the fact that it's easy to access debug mode. I've always been a big fan of it. It allows me to play my way. I'm a real debug mode person. Plus, it doesn't seem that your objects despawn, so I'm glad they learned a lesson from Sonic Mania. It gives me nostalgia for when me and my friend Thorn would use debug mode to customize green hill zones for each other and make challenges. Good times. The Sonic 3 The Sonic 3 remaster is just great. The best one of the three despite its randomly different control scheme. Big Arms is back in launch-based Zone Act 2, along with an unused animation being used there with the Sonic 3 ending theme. It's all just really good. I think launch-based Act 2 may be my favorite level, or one of them. I still think the best zone is Quartz Quadrant, not counting the boss level. It's short and fun to speedrun. The Sonic 3 level select is much better here, which I quite like, and I love that you no longer have to hold down a certain button to enable debug mode after putting in the code. I love that there's no more lives and there's replacement coins that you retry special stages. The Sonic CD ones were always a nightmare. Like, their hit detection is terrible, and apparently is even worse than the originals, which is hard for me to imagine, because, The new animated cutscenes are beautiful. Most of them don't even cause outlandish lag. They're also great and clever, and they even help me realize that the blue and Tails' socks weren't just an arrow on my plushie, but in fact intention. But I must say, why does Amy use tarot cards? What is she, Chris Chan? What's she gonna do next? Paper spray a guy over Sonic Boom and run over Michael Snyder? I love how they have new sprites just for the Carnival Night Zone barrels that you can control, to show you that they're different than the rest. It's good game design. Plus they added a new Supersonic/Hypersonic theme. And now, for some random general things of me being myself, and talking about shit, I don't know. I've always been conflicted on how good the classic games were, and after playing I can give my thoughts. Sonic 1 is pretty slow and just okay. Sonic CD is kind of annoying, it's also kind of my favorite. Sonic 2 is fast-paced, yet somehow its levels don't feel very memorable. Sonic 3 should be the best, but certain levels, Carnival Night, just go on for way too long, and a lot of the game isn't very fun. The only classic levels I find truly great are Launch-based Zone Act 2, Quartz Quadrant Act 1 and 2, and Hidden Palace Zone from the remaster. Launch Bay Stone has this great feeling of finality to it, even if it's not the real end. Well, it kinda was for me since I did the Hidden Palace skip glitch. Quartz Quadrant Acts 1 and 2 are so great since they're so much shorter than any other levels in all of Sonic Origins. They're very fun to speedrun. It's addicting to try to get to the end in the shortest time possible. More levels should be like them. In Hidden Palace, I didn't write this in the script, but I don't know, man. It's just fast-paced and fun and varied. You just come out of it being like, oh man, that's great. I wish I could get more of it. The classic levels I do not enjoy are Labyrinth, maybe Scrap Brain, Particle Night, Ice Cap, Sandopolis, Death Egg, Sonic 3, maybe Oil Ocean, Stardust Speedway, except Act 3 and their music, and especially Marble Garden. Sonic Origins was the first time I ever truly beat Marble Garden Act 1, and I didn't even have the strength to do Act 2. Truly the worst classic Sonic zone. And I guess that's it. I'm sorry for my audio problems or any other issues this video had. Thanks for watching me complain about Sonic Origins for several minutes. IDK when the Triassic Hunt and Frosty 2 reviews will be. Presumably they'll still happen and it'll be soon enough, but I don't know. But as it looks, the next review will probably be of the OG Fossil Fighters. So get hyped to see me have an autistic meltdown about some random DS game. And remember to like and subscribe and all that. And to leave a comment telling me what you thought. You could even join my Discord server or something. There's probably a few other Sonic fans there. We have a kind community and I'd like to see it come to life. Anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!